Boys and girls, welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. In the last episode, last episode we finished off Boone's companion quest. We went to Bitter Springs, did all that stuff. That was the only thing we did last episode, except we ended up back at the 188 trading post like I said we would to pick up Veronica. Like, y'all aren't even in my range to talk. Shut up. We picked up Veronica.
Have you seen what one of those anti-material...
Oh my god, get me away from the NPCs. Shut up. Anyway, we picked up Veronica. We're gonna start doing her companion quest. Her companion quest is infinitely easier to complete than Boone's, because Boone's took us multiple episodes and a lot of things to actually get to places that we needed to get the triggers for Boone to do. Boone is very specific. Veronica is pretty easygoing, all things considered. She just wants to see things in the world, and I think we can get all of her things that we need for the bullet list of prerequisites to trigger her quest by just going to places I've already been and doing things. So, like I said, she wants to go see new civilizations. She wants to see parts of the wasteland. The first one up is just going to be Camp McCarran, because I think there are two things in Camp McCarran that she'll have things to say about. So we have fast traveled to Camp McCarran. She is with us. Veronica, just don't tell anybody you're part of the Brotherhood of Steel, or else you might not make it beyond, like, the guy at the guard post. I don't know the exact trigger point for Veronica, but it's somewhere in this part of the camp. So we're just gonna walk until she says something, or just spend enough time here until we talk to her and she has something to say to us. Which one of those happens first? I don't know. That's the beauty of Fallout New Vegas. I've beaten this game almost 30 times, and every time, it could be something different. The trigger point should be somewhere around here if she has anything to say. Let's just take her on a tour of the camp. You are an NCR trooper? You don't look like one. Walk around the camp until she has something to say, or, like, something happens. Yeah, patrolling the Mojave. Got it, bro. I don't think we have to go inside. Could be wrong. We're gonna go inside eventually anyway, but I don't think we would have to go inside of the base for the, dialogue to trigger. Man, I can't talk right now. I just got done recording a different game. My brain is mush right now. Do you have anything to say?
What's up?
Nope. Alright, let's go inside. Do you have anything to say if we go inside?
There's a lot more troops here than we thought.
Oh, there we go.
We couldn't hold Helios 1.
Alright, so now do you have anything beyond that to say? You're walking. Stop walking.
You can't help but notice that the Brotherhood barely exists to these people out here. We're like an urban myth, no real presence on the outside. We just don't adapt like we should. Used to be that all you needed to get your way was a suit of power armor and a laser rifle. Now, people are armed and organized. They're not afraid. But we still stick to our old approach because it's all we know.
That just isn't true. They got their ass kicked at Helios 1 by a really underpowered NCR that was fighting like a war on 3 fronts, and now they've been in hiding ever since because they're literally too scared to go out into the world. So that last option is absolute copium. Power armor and laser rifles are still effective, that's true, but I don't think that's going to be what helps here. The Brotherhood is living in the past, eventually they'll have to change.
I think you're right. We're getting desperate. Hardly enough people to sustain ourselves as a chapter. They'll see the light, sooner or later. But I get the feeling if I don't take matters into my own hands, the change won't come in time to make a difference.
And that's all she has to say about that, so bye-bye. Now, there should be a second trigger, if I can remember where the office is. It's right here. It's this one. If we talk to Dr. Hildern, who's just sitting at a desk with nothing on it, not even at the desk with the terminal, there should be a second trigger option for Veronica inside of Camp McCarran, so let's talk.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Thomas Hildern, Director of Operations, OSI East. I presume you're here about Vault 22?
I wasn't, but sure.
Wonderful. Straight to it then. Have you signed the release forms? No? Doesn't matter. We'll keep that to ourselves. Vault 22. Where to begin?
I'm listening.
Imagine, if you will, the wasteland in bloom. Vast fields of corn that grow from seeds and produce their bounty in the space of a month. Orchards of trees, their branches weighed halfway to the ground, hung with fat, ripe oranges, a harvest that could feed a city or a nation. And all this, requiring no more than a few drops of precious water, and the efforts of only a handful of human farmers. Impossible?
Get to the point.
Fair enough. My point is this. I believe that the inhabitants of Vault 22 unlocked the secrets of vegetative growth. Plants are spilling from their gate. No one tends them. No one waters them. Yet they multiply and spread in all directions. Find the reason for this miraculous growth, and I promise you the OSI will see that you are generously compensated.
Alright, I'll do it.
Good. No need to check in with the NCR authorities. I can authorize your payment from OSI accounts. Vaults typically contain a server room on a lower level, where they would have backed up their research data. A computer room, you understand? Download all the information on the central server to your Pip-Boy, and you'll be certain to bring me any notes or samples that you find, won't you?
Anything else I should know?
I thought it was a fairly straightforward assignment. It's a simple question of retrieving the data, which shouldn't prove overly challenging. Downloading the data will be handled by your Pip-Boy. You might think of yourself as a mere means of conveyance. No insult intended, of course.
Alright, listen, dickhead. Anything else I should know implies that is there anything beyond what you've already told me that I should know about? But you just repeated what you already told me, which wasn't my question, so... Goodbye. Fuck off, please.
Best of luck to you. Not that you'll need it. You seem like a reasonably competent person.
Alright, do you have anything to say about that?
What's up?
Nope. Maybe there can't be
Even
two...
the stupid NCR is investing in new research.
Should've
We're
waited.
getting left in the dust.
I should've waited. I'm sorry, Veronica.
You know, I've been thinking. The real problem with the Brotherhood is that we isolate ourselves. Our training is top-notch, our technology gives us an advantage, but when it all comes down to it, we're losing because we shun the outside world. We always make enemies, never allies. We refuse to recruit outsiders, or see the value in their simpler technologies.
None of that is going to change. It's part of the Brotherhood's identity.
I know the odds aren't good, but I gotta try. I can't lose them.
Unfortunately, you don't have Elder Lions who...
Did Dr. Hildern... This really isn't any of my business, but... Did he give you a job?
He asked me to get some data from Vault 22.
I shouldn't say anything. I know that. But you're not the first person Hildern sent out to the vault. There were a lot of mercs, one after another. None of them came back. Then about a week ago, there was a scientist, Keeley. She's unusual. Not the sort of person you'd expect, but she's an absolute genius, and he didn't mention her? Not even her name? Or any of the other mercs?
Nope, Hildern did not mention anyone else.
But now he's hired you, which means one of two things. Either he heard back from Keeley, and she failed, or he's given up on her. Listen, I make a fair wage, but I'm not rich, not by any means. Maybe my kind of money wouldn't appeal to your average merc, but I'm willing to pay you if you'll find Keeley and make sure she's safe. Isn't right leaving her out there. No idea if she's alive or dead.
Alright, I'll look for her.
I had a good feeling about you. Moment you walked in. I mean it.
Alright, goodbye.
Right, good luck.
Alrighty, so we're not doing that
Morning.
quest. Like I said, we're only tackling things that involve Veronica right now. So that's 2 of Veronica's things that we have gotten. Potentially there are 9 things you can get Veronica to trigger conversations about if you go places. There happen to be 2 in Camp McCarran, which expedites the process for me. We're going to expedite the process again in a second because we're going to go somewhere that's already a place we've been. But, like I said, there are 9 total things that she'll talk about, and you only need to get 3. So, we got 2 already, now we're going to go get the 3rd one. We are going to fast travel to Camp Forlorn Hope.
Sounds like we're running prim now.
Oh my god, shut up. This one isn't really specifically a place you have to be, you just kind of have to hang out in Camp Forlorn Hope until she wants to talk to you. Because the other places that you can go are Cottonwood Cove. Cottonwood Cove is useless because I already killed everyone there. I haven't been to Nellis Air Force Base yet. I haven't been to the other places that she wants to go to, and I also can't go back to the Repcon HQ trigger point because I've already done their stuff, and she needs to hear Jason Bright say stuff to get the trigger point, and Jason Bright is gone, so it is literally just a means of walking around until Veronica feels like she has something to say. It's also probably not good for Veronica's, like, worry about the Brotherhood being outmatched by other people by taking her to only NCR bases, but it's going to be a different outlook on both situations because this is Camp Forlorn Hope. The NCR thinks this place is hopeless, but, like, all Veronica sees is NCR soldiers.
Ordinary guys with knives and bullets, and they're taking over Nevada. Hey, you got a second?
Alright, so... the trigger points for Cottonwood Cove, Nelson, where we ended up going, because for some reason this trigger point worked and the other one didn't, and then Camp Forlorn Hope, they're all the same thing. Like, it's not like Camp McCarran where there were two separate triggers within the same place. Each place is only counting for one trigger. I just don't know why she wasn't interested in Camp Forlorn Hope, but for some reason her dialogue triggered at Nelson. It's the same thing, we accomplished the same task essentially, but it's just weird why one didn't work but this one did, and then Cottonwood Cove just couldn't have worked because there's no one there. But what is it, Veronica?
The Brotherhood is failing. I've always known that. If we don't change course, we're going to fall apart, or fade away. But until recently, I haven't understood where we went wrong, or how to fix it. I think I need to go home.
I'll take you back there first chance I get.
Great! Thanks! Thank you! I'll encourage people to name their non-ugly children after you. Seriously.
And that starts the quest, I Could Make You Care. So now we are going to fast travel to Hidden Valley, which is not the quest I have active. We are going to go to Hidden Valley, which I have technically been but haven't went into. Puts us right here.
For the Brotherhood.
I can't go back into my main camera. That was weird, okay? Super weird. I don't remember the fast travel point for Hidden Valley being there, but maybe I'm just misremembering. Anyway. The Brotherhood bunker is marked by the broken tree stump on top of it, in case you've ever been curious as to which one it is. And this makes this process of doing stuff for the Brotherhood super easy, because if you had came here by yourself, they would make you do an initiation canonizing type thing. But with Veronica, we just walk up to the front door, and she lets us in.
I'd like a large atomic shake and a double Brahmin burger. And easy on the agave sauce this time.
We gave you a password, Veronica. It's for your safety.
I know where you live, Ramos. Open up.
For Pete's sake. Opening up. Welcome back, Veronica.
So now that she's let us in, we don't have to do the initiation quest, so just straight in we go. I think Paladin Ramos might still talk to us.
Listen up. I'm in charge of security around here, and I can't say I'm too happy about having an outsider waltzing around. But since you came in with Veronica, I'm inclined to cut you a little slack. Just behave yourself, and we won't have any problems, okay? Oh, and the Elder's going to want to talk to you. He's on the 2nd level. Just take a right once you get down there. My office is right here in case you need anything. Just ask for Ramos.
Funny that he says just ask for Ramos like he has a secretary.
Looking sharp, Ramos.
Behave yourself this time, Veronica.
His office is literally just him, so... go talk to Elder McNamara. This expedites the Brotherhood process, and all we're really doing is Veronica's quest, so we're not going to worry about the other stuff yet. We'll start Still in the Dark, probably next episode, maybe? Episode after that? But for right meow, all we're doing is Veronica. This way? And here we are. Now, do I talk to him, or do you talk to him?
Hello, Veronica. How goes your mission?
We'll know in a second. I wanted to talk to you.
Veronica, tell me this isn't about...
Yes, goddammit, it is. But you're gonna hear me out this time.
We've been through this.
The things I've seen now, other groups succeeding where we fail, it's not too late for us.
We've outlasted the end of the world. We'll outlast these upstarts.
Waiting in a hole for everyone else to die.
If we must.
This is a dead end for us.
I see no evidence of that. Nor do I see anyone out there with a solution to our problems.
How could you? You're too scared to look. Let's go. We're wasting our time.
Okie dokie. So like I said, they talked, we don't have to talk, we're just gonna dip now. There's gonna be some...
I'd slap him around, but he stood at my parents' wedding. Plus, he used to make excuses to get me out of my punishment when I'd slept through Head Scribe Taggart's lectures. Figure I owe him for that. He means well.
What now?
I'm not giving up. He wants evidence, but he'll never go looking for it. He's scared I'm right. He'll never listen unless I hold the proof right in front of his face.
You think the Elder will listen at all?
He's a stubborn old man, but when it comes down to it, he's got our best interests at heart. If he sees some indisputable sign we're on the wrong course, he won't ignore it.
So what is it you're trying to accomplish?
That's my question to the Elder. All these years, the Brotherhood has collected weapons technology. And for what? To keep it out of people's hands? That clearly hasn't worked. To defend ourselves? We can't compete with the NCR's numbers, or the Legion's. We're fighting a war for a lost cause. If we're gonna survive, we have to find a role in society, attract new members.
How would you propose to do that?
Look at the followers of the Apocalypse. They use their expertise to improve people's lives. They train them to be self-sufficient. That expertise cultivates respect and gratitude, spreads their ideals, draws talent to their cause. They make friends like we make enemies. But they don't know a fraction of what we know. If we took on their role, we could stand up to anyone. We wouldn't have to hide.
What could we bring to him that would change his mind?
I don't know. We need something that shows the Brotherhood will fail, or that it can do better a different way. The only thing that gets his attention is technology. Maybe Father Elijah had the right idea.
Father Elijah?
Our elder before McNamara. He had a nose for recovering lost technology. He'd send scribes out into the desert chasing whatever leads he found. There were a few he only trusted me with. I can think of at least one that'd prove my point, if it still exists. There's a comm terminal not too far from here I'd use to access messages from him. If we go there, I can pull up his research on it.
Set out.
I'm with you.
Alright, now like I was saying before, Veronica, talk to me whenever we head out these doors. There's going to be a group of big bad Brotherhood baby boys that are going to try to intimidate us, but meh, whatever. Poppin'.
What is this? Veronica brings an outsider into our home, then has a private audience with the Elder? The two of you may have the Elder fooled, but we know better. Veronica has always twisted the Founder's principles to her own ends. We will not stand idly by and allow her to corrupt our Elder's thinking.
Sorry about that. Just because I love them doesn't mean some of them...
Oh, you were... Okay. Well, that load zone stopped your dialogue. Anyway, back out up into the wasteland proper we go. And then this is the part of the quest that is pretty straightforward, like there's breadcrumbs to follow. Same thing with Boone's quest and pretty much all the other follower companion quests. You kind of have to find the guessing game as to what they need as a prerequisite bullet list. And then after you find that, their actual, like, quest is basically them just telling you to go places, and it's super not hard to find out. But with Veronica, we have to go to a terminal that is near Novak. Or in this case, Gibson's scrapyard. And it is over yonder. Now, there's going to be easier ways to go about this than other ones. There's the Helios 1 option, which for the Archimedes weapon, I don't think that's an option because I've already decided Helios 1's fate and Archimedes doesn't exist anymore. Unless it's just knowing about the weapon, that's all that's needed. And then if that's the case, we might go with that option. Option number 2 is going to be something that involves Vault 22, and I don't want to go to Vault 22 because that's going to be a really, really, really long process, and then I can't remember where we have to go for the third one.
Let's see what we've got here. Okay, yeah, this is the one I was thinking of. The pulse gun. Although, maybe the rangefinder could work too. And it looks like the NCR was onto some miracle farming technology.
What's the pulse gun?
Electromagnetic weapon from before the Great War. Experimental. It never saw mass production. But they were building it as a countermeasure to power armor, which they feared the Chinese were developing. Supposedly a prototype was being housed at Nellis. Imagine what it could do to the Brotherhood. We'd be on equal footing with any idiot with a gun. More or less. Supposedly it's a vegetation enhancer. NCR has a science branch headquartered at McCarran. Guess somebody wasn't very good at keeping secrets either. We'd never pursue it because it's...
I mean, Veronica, we already know about that. That was literally one of the trigger points we did, was to talk to Dr. Hildern. But okay. What about the rangefinder?
It's a targeting device for some kind of doomsday weapon based at Helios 1. It was lost sometime after the war. We held Helios 1 for a time. Lost a lot. If it turns out to be a dud, it'd show how flawed our goals have been. Father Elijah said he thinks...
Okay, so yeah, like I said, Helios 1 isn't an option because I already turned it on. I don't know why we would have to have the weapon active to know that it's an option that exists, but I'm not going to question the quest design. Pulse gun's cool, we have to go there anyway, and then Vault 22, I don't want to do Vault 22. Let's try the pulse gun.
Yeah, maybe they'll think twice about engaging the NCR if they know one of those could be floating around. The notes say to look around Nellis Air Force Base. He suggests going through filing cabinets and computers in the commanding officer's quarters.
Alright, let's go. Which we're gonna have to go to Nellis Air Force Base and do the beginning parts of the Boomer quest line, but that shouldn't be too difficult. So we're gonna go as far north as we've been, and then work our way over to the Air Force Base, because we'll have to go here eventually as well. So there's not gonna be a lot going on between where I spawned in and where we have to go, so if I just skip to where we have to go, don't be surprised, because there's nothing. Now this guy's gonna talk to us. What's up, brother?
Whoa there, pal. You better slow down, or you'll get blown up like the rest of the idiots who thought they'd scavenge in Boomer territory. Now that I've got your attention, might you be interested in a little information? It'll cost you, but it's well worth the investment.
Each 30, you can tell me, or you can tell the underside of my boot.
Whoa, simmer down. I'll tell you, I'm a gambler and a scavenger. I've made some cash from gambling and some cash from reclaiming goods that are no longer being used. Now, do you want my help or not?
Thanks for the warning. What's going on past these signs?
Oh, lordy, lordy. You haven't heard of the Boomers? What rock have you been living under? They're a bunch of artillery-slinging, grenade-lobbing odd jobs camping out in Nellis. Wander into their territory and you're as good as mincemeat.
Is there a way to get past?
There is a way, and I'll tell you. For a little wager.
Let's hear it.
Well, I know the secret to get past. If you give me the caps, I'll tell you. If you make it back alive, I'll double your money.
Sure, 300, you got it.
Okay, here you go. That page has the details, but it's all in the timing as you move from building to building. I'll be here watching, so I'll know if you've made it to the gate or not. Remember, there's 600 caps in it if you make it.
Drop a quick save just in case something goes wrong. Knowing New Vegas, I could make it to the gate and the game would just crash. If I remember correctly, all we have to do is kind of hug the left side over here and then make it to the fence and then just run up the fence, so... Also, I don't think the game ever accounted that I installed a sprint mod, so... Yep, they're just straight up missing. And now we're past the point where they can shoot me. Yep, we made it through. So whatever instructions George gave you, they probably do work, but from a seasoned New Vegan veteran, just hug the left side and sprint, and then get to the fence.
Hold it right there. Don't you move. How the hell did you survive that bombardment?
You missed.
I'm not telling you a thing, savage. Move a muscle now and I'll blow you to pieces.
No, you won't. If you shoot that, it's just gonna hit the fence and everyone in this area dies.
I said stay where you are. Raquel will be here any second.
I'll take this from here. I'm Raquel, Master-at-Arms for the Nellis homeland. Mother Pearl, our eldest, wishes to speak to you.
Let's lead the way.
Follow close and mind your behavior.
Your hair disappeared when we fast traveled.
Welcome, child. Took your sweet time getting here, didn't you? I've been waiting a good 5 years for an outsider to come along and visit.
Then maybe you shouldn't shoot at everybody.
Oh, so many ways. Small ones to begin with, so we can get used to what it's like to have a outsider around and about. Should that go well, maybe you can help in big ways, too. We'll have to see.
Beach 20, how can we trust each other if you're going to be keeping secrets?
You have to keep in mind that you're our first contact with the outside world since I was barely a woman. Seclusion has kept us safe, but the world around us is changing. Neon lights in the distance, patrolling robots, soldiers. My youngers think our guns can keep out the world, but I think we need to let it in just a little, or become its victim. You're that little bit of the world, child. Welcome to Nellis.
Where do I start?
You picked a good time to stop by, for we're swimming in problems. My youngers can tell you all about it. Raquel could use help with the bug problem. Doc Argyle has wounded he's tending to. And Loyal and Jack might be looking for help with some repairs. Or you could just go see Pete at the museum and hear the story of our people. All you have to do there is listen. Come and go as you like, help or don't help, I leave it up to you. But I hope you'll show my youngers that not every outsider needs to be blown up.
I'll try my best, and with that... That is a cool hat. With that, we already have access to the part of the world I think we need to be in. According to this, it's in this file cabinet, so I need other
Sorry,
Pearl.
no time to talk outside.
I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm trying to get you to go somewhere that isn't right here. So it's 1 in the morning. I'm gonna wait 3 hours and see if she goes to bed. Nope, she's still standing right there. That makes things a little difficult. We're hidden, so we're just gonna go for it. We'll take both of those and hope she doesn't see. Nope, she's none the wiser. Okie dokie. Dip out. That's gonna send us to Vault 34. I don't know why I thought it would be, like... I misremembered this, because I remember you having to do stuff for the boomers, and I thought it would get you to the thing by doing stuff for the boomers, and maybe they send you to Vault 34 at some point, and I just misremembered. Again, this is one of those situations where I'm gonna question the quest design, even though I know it's not gonna get me anywhere. Why would just knowing about the pulse gun's existence not be enough to, like, prove Veronica's concept? Because getting the pulse gun and then not using the pulse gun on the Brotherhood, like, what does that do? But that's probably going to be the end of this episode, because doing an entire dungeon is going to be an episode within itself, and that's what we have to do, is that we have to do an entire dungeon. So, next episode, begrudgingly, I think we're going to do Vault 34, which is scary because Vault 34 is one of the tougher dungeons in the entire game. So between episodes, I'm going to get geared up, and then we're gonna go into Vault 34, and Veronica is going to punch literally everything, which actually might be a good thing, because firearm companions inside of Vault 34 never really do that well. But that is going to be in next episode, so if you have enjoyed, leave that like and sub down below, and then until next time, boys and girls, the pizza.